Hi, Phalason here from Now Spinning Magazine with another unboxing video. In recent weeks, I've discovered a lot about American psychedelia, and it kind of started with the Iron Butterfly box set from Esoteric and Cherry Red, and I really enjoyed this. I only knew in the Gada album, so it was wonderful. And then very much more recently, it was the Electric Prunes, and this has sent me back to a period in rock history that I didn't really know that much about. As you know, I was a child of the 70s, so I grew up in that direction and through the 80s and 90s onwards. And it's only really been more recently that I've headed backwards in a virtual time machine that we can now have, by going back and exploring so much types of music that you always think of psychedelia, San Francisco and America and Hendrix and stuff, that it's all about the USA. Well, of course, in the UK, we had our own psychedelic music scene. And now there's a box set that covers some of these hidden gems. And it is, I Think I'm Going Weird. What a title. It's a 5 CD box set called, say, 1966 Original Artifacts from the British Psychedelic Scene to 1968 from Grapefruit and Cherry Red. So let's have a look inside. So here we are. We're going back in time. We're going back to the British Psychedelic Scene from 1966 to 1968. Artifacts, like a museum piece, like a time capsule, put together with passion and love from Grapefruit Records and Cherry Red. And here we go. And it is just like a wonderful hardback book that comes with CDs. A sitar there, absolutely essential instrument for this period. And the fact is that all this music, and just look at how many tracks have been packed onto each CD. This covers 2 years, but the creativity, the music that was around at this time, it's just amazing. And all this stuff, a lot of it is hidden. And you will recognise a lot of the bands as I flick through the booklet now, but you won't recognise the tracks because they're not obvious. Obviously, those of you who live in this period, who were there, you'll go, oh yes. But for me, this is just like Aladdin's cave of goodies and musical treasures. And we have the introduction there from David Wells, June 2021, giving an introduction to this period, a bit of background, social history, and then we're in with the music, art, July, traffic. Each page, each artist, each track has got a write-up and a photograph. There's Ron Giesing here, and Joe Gies, his son, writes for Now Spinning Magazine, and you might know Ron from Atom Heart Mother by Pink Floyd. Elmer Gantry, The Straws, Manfred Mann, Status Quo. But again, all tracks that aren't obvious. Fairport Convention. I'm reading out the bands that I recognise. Family, Freedom, Procol Harum. But there's lots of bands here that I was completely unaware of. Spencer Davis, Small Faces, Genesis, Alan Bown, and All Along the Watchtower. Look at the photographs, and it's just social history. And I think one of the great things about being around now is the fact that we can, like a time machine, we can go backwards and forwards to discover, new music, find out who influenced our own idols from whatever period of music we're interested in. We can go back now and explore from the safety of our own armchairs, musical tastes and genres that we perhaps definitely didn't have time to immerse ourselves in. Ivor Cutler, John's Children, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Moody Blues, Idlers, it just goes on. Page after page. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, The Who, The Zombies. I have so much to explore here. And this is going to send me bouncing off in all sorts of different directions. Yes, I'll be using Spotify like the radio to find out who I could find out more about, and then try and seek out CDs or other box sets that might be around for some of these bands. This is just wonderful. The Pretty Things, Perfume Garden, Tintern Abbey. I'm absolutely enjoying this, and several people on the Now Spinning Facebook group have bought this and had it for Christmas. I haven't actually got through half of it yet because there's just so much stuff to explore. And then there's a quote from John Peel at the end summing up this period, you know, because obviously he was a champion playing a lot of this on his show. And we've got a couple of psychedelic posters from the time. And then the final CDs are at the back, disc 3. Again, all the track titles. Disc 4, and the track titles. And disc 5, and the track titles. And on the back, all the track titles are listed again. But this is like, you can get this off your shelf, put a CD on, pour yourself a glass of wine or a nice cup of English tea, and just immerse yourself in some wonderful music from 1966 to 1968. So how good is that? If you want to explore this period of music, this is a fantastic package. And I like the design, the fact it's like a book. So it just fits on my bookcase and I can take it down. I've got like hours of music on here. As I said, going through the unboxing section, I recognise lots of bands, and some of you out there will recognise far more bands than me. But 95% of the tracks are completely unknown to me. And I also mentioned that quite a few people on the Facebook Now Spinning group have bought this, because when I said I was going to unbox it, people said, oh, I've got that, I had it for Christmas, but I'm still wading through it, or some people haven't even started. And I think the reason why this is at the moment is between £33-35 in the UK. And for a 5 CD box set with that kind of intricate booklet in it, I think that's a steal, to be honest. And I'm so pleased that I've got this. It just feels like there's another part of my rock heritage. Someone called me a musicologist recently when I was talking about something. We're all students here of music. I know chunks of stuff about some stuff, but there are other areas, and this was one of them, where my knowledge was quite slim. But having something like this on my shelves and something I can dip into, and I love the social history side. As you know, when I do a lot of my classic album reviews, I talk about what was going on at the time. So when I find something where the author and the reviewers do exactly the same thing, where they talk about what was going on at the time and give me a bit of background to how it fits into the story of what and how this music influenced what came later on, I find that absolutely fascinating. So that is, I think I'm going weird, looking at the psychedelic music from 1966 to 1968, and these are hidden artifacts, as it says in the title, from Grapefruit and Cherry Red, and it's highly recommended. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and please subscribe, please tell everyone you know about this channel and the podcast and the website, and I shall see you on my next video.